Hey folks, Reverend Jordan here, bringing you this week's sermon preview along with a couple of exciting announcements that I have to share with you. Bringing you this sermon preview from the grounds of the church where I always am, in front of this sign of hope that I'm always in front of. But coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll be adding some signs as the season of Advent is rolling back around. It's a blessed season, and this week we celebrate the final Sunday in the church calendar year, Christ the King Sunday. It's always the final Sunday before the season of Advent, and the season of Advent is the season that kicks off our church liturgical calendar. So this is sort of our New Year's Eve, as it were, of the church calendar year, Christ the King Sunday. And so we try to have a bit of a bash for Christ the King Sunday. So I'll tell you about the worship service in just a moment, but there's a couple of other announcements that I needed to share with you about this upcoming Sunday and something else. First, I wanted to let you know that we have filled a couple of open positions here on the church staff, positions that have been open now for a little bit. And they're important positions, and so we wanted to get them filled, and we were fortunate to have some folks step forward with a desire to serve in those roles. So our Director of Congregational Care is now Vicki Hayner. She's served here as an elder for a number of years, has been a part of this congregation for a long time, and has decided to step into a role of working more in congregational care. And so we're so excited to be able to welcome her into that role. Also, our youth and family minister is her daughter, Molly, and she has jumped in to take on that ministry role. And she has grown up in the church and been a part of the youth ministry when she was a child herself, and so now she's got an opportunity to give back from that ministry. And so be looking for communications from both of them. If you're a person with children and you haven't yet heard from Molly, that's because she doesn't have your cell number. So let us know. Reach out to the church office here and let us know if you'd like to be added to her text list. That's the way that they do it these days, so that you and your family and children can participate in what she's got going on. Also, this coming Sunday, we have Christ the King Sunday, but then following worship, we've got a community meal, which we're so excited to be able to offer again. This is a free meal available to anyone. It's not just church members, not just church community folks, not just community folks, it's anyone. So please invite a friend or a neighbor to come and have lunch with us. We'll be eating around 12:30. Delicious homemade spaghetti sauce from our resident chef extraordinaire, Steve, and he's going to make some great homemade sauce and homemade meatballs with some of the kids from the youth group. It's going to be a fantastic meal, as it always is, but even better than the food itself is the time together in community, breaking bread. So come, invite a friend or neighbor. We'd love it if you get them. That's a loud truck, and clearly Fog Builders Excavating Division did not anticipate that I'd be shooting a video, or else he would have taken a different route, I'm sure. But anyway, come and be a part of that. Even better than the food is the chance to be together in community. Following the community meal, we'll head right into the sanctuary to decorate the sanctuary for the coming season of Advent. Our resident interior designer, Jules, is going to be leading us with some great prepared decorations that she needs some help laying out. So that's going to be a great time too. So Sunday's just going to be packed with good stuff. Come and be a part of that. I also wanted to let you know that Carrie Arech, our resident French resident of our church community, is going to be leading us in a Advent devotional from France via Zoom. So I just sent an email out about that, so you should have the information there. If you didn't get it, let me know. If you'd like to be a part of that, we'll get you connected that way too. So lots going on this time of year. We're very excited about this upcoming season. And so that leads us to our sermon preview on this Christ the King Sunday. We listen to this beautiful prophecy from the book of Isaiah, where there's this child that is born, and they speak of the names of what this child will be called: a wonderful counselor, a mighty God, a Prince of Peace, and everlasting Father. You've heard those words before. Usually right around this time of year as Advent begins, we listen to that prophecy, we hear those words. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at it from the perspective out of which that prophecy comes. People that have gone through a time of great darkness. And so we're going to examine that a little bit. We've done that a few times this year. We've been people that have lived in darkness in the last year or two, given what we've all been going through. There have been a lot of times of darkness, times of separation in our community, our church community. We've had to be separated, and it's difficult. And so we come through this time of darkness into this season of light. And so, my brothers and sisters, the call to you is to step out of darkness. Step out of that time of darkness. Come into this season of light. Even as the daylight dwindles. The sun's at a lower angle these days, isn't it? And it gets dark awfully early, but there's light in this world. That has been something we have proclaimed from the very beginning. And so let us be proclaimers of that light this year. Let us step out of these seasons of darkness in which we have dwelled and into the light, knowing the names of this Christ the King, who is called our mighty God, our Prince of Peace, our wonderful Counselor, our everlasting Father. May those be the things that draw us into the light. Now, that's what we'll look at this Sunday when we gather for worship prior to having our community meal, which is right before we go into the sanctuary to decorate for Advent. And then coming up, we have the Advent devotional that's being led from abroad. Oh, we're just so many good things going on. So come and be a part of this faith community. Join us right here Sunday morning for worship. If you can't be with us, find us on this YouTube channel, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We look forward to seeing you then. God bless.